Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Dr. Bharti Ophthalmology Tutorials. From today, we will start with most requested topic, that is optics and refraction. So in this series of optics and refraction, I will be covering basics which are very much needed for the undergraduates as well as the optometrists. And most of the viewers who are watching my videos have not subscribed to my channel. Please do consider subscribing to my channel and press the notification button so that you will not miss any of the videos which I will post. Okay, so in this video, I will be discussing the very basics, that is what is emetropia, what is ametropia, how this process of emetropization occurs in the children, and the basics of reflection and refraction. Okay, so without much delay, let's begin our video on optics and refraction. So in these videos on optics and refraction, we will be invariably using the words reflection and the refraction. Okay, so let's understand in brief what is reflection and what is refraction. So the reflection is, so whenever the ray of light hits an interface which is separating two media, this light ray can either get absorbed into the second media, or it may pass through the second media, or it may bounce back to the first media. So this bouncing of the light ray into the same media is called as the reflection. Okay, so this bouncing of the light ray into the same media is called as the reflection. So these rays are called as incident rays and this ray is called as the reflecting rays. And this line which is dividing this angle is called as the normal. Okay, this is called as normal. And we have two angles found here. This is angle of incidence and this is angle of reflection. Okay, so this is about the reflection. The light ray is getting back into the same media after hitting the interface. The next is refraction. So this is a part of your topic, that is optics and refraction. So you should know at least what is refraction. Okay. So whenever the light ray passes from one media to other media which are different with respect to the optical density, then how this light behaves. So the light ray is passing from the media 1 which is of lesser optical density to the media 2 which is of more optical density. Then this ray will bend towards the normal. So this is the normal as I explained in the previous picture. So this light ray will bend towards the normal. This is called as the refraction. So whether it bends towards the normal or away from the normal depends upon the density of the second media. If the second media is denser than the first one, then this ray of light will move towards the normal. If the second media is lighter than the first medium, then it will move away from the normal. So this process of bending of light when it passes from one media to the other media is called as the refraction of light. Okay. So now let's see what is emetropia. Okay. So emetropia means the eye is optically normal. So what is that optically normal means? Whenever the rays of light are coming from far or the infinity, whenever the rays of light are coming from the infinity are focused onto the sensitive layer of the retina. That sensitive layer of retina is layer of rods and cones. So these rays of light which are coming from infinity are focused onto the layer of the retina, but the accommodation of the eye being at rest. So all these part of this definition is important. That is the rays of light coming from infinity, focusing onto the sensitive layer of the retina, accommodation being at rest. Means the eye is not using the accommodation. I will tell what is that. Okay. So this state is called as the emetropia. But this emetropic state is not there in newborn babies. So the newborn babies will have at least +2 to +3 diopters of hypermetropia. Means the eyeball is very small and the rays of light are focusing beyond the retina. That is hypermetropic state. And as the child grows, by the age of 5 to 7 years, the child will attain this state of emetropia. So this process where the child was having hypermetropia and ultimately attains the emetropic state by 6 years of age, that is called as emetropization. Okay. So let's see how this emetropization occurs. So these rays of light which were coming from infinity in the child or the baby were getting refracted and getting focused beyond the retina. So that was the state of hypermetropia. So as the child grows, either the axial length of the eyeball will grow so that the rays of light are focused onto the retina, or there are changes within the cornea and the lens. So what are the changes which will happen in the cornea and the lens? So the cornea will increase its radius of curvature, okay, so that it becomes little flat and decreases the refracting power of the cornea, so the rays of light can be focused on the retina. Or the similar changes will happen in the lens, that is there is increase in the radius of curvature of the lens also, and thereby decreasing the refracting power of the lens, thereby placing these rays onto the retina. And even there can be little posterior placement of the lens, thereby deepening the anterior chamber and thereby making the rays of light to fall on the retina. So this process is called as the emmetropization. So this process of emmetropization is divided into active process and the passive process. So what I explained just now, that is the changes with respect to the axial length or with respect to the cornea and the lens are called as the passive process. The active process is whenever the retina gets a stimuli of the light, then there is corresponding change in all these elements that leads to the process of emmetropization, that is called as active process of emmetropization. So to sum up, in emmetropization, either there is increase in the axial length of the eyeball or there can be increase in the radius of curvature of the cornea as well as the lens, thereby decreasing the refracting power of the eye and helping in focusing these rays of light onto the retina. So this is called as emmetropization. So let's go back to our previous picture. So the definition of emmetropia was the rays of light which are coming from the infinity are focused onto the sensitive layer of the retina with accommodation being at rest. So according to this definition, we should see only the objects which are at infinity clearly, but we are able to see the objects clearly for quite a distance. So we are able to focus at the object which are at 6 meters also, which are at 4 meters also, which are at 33 centimeters also. That happens because of change in the dioptric power of the eye. So God has given a unique mechanism where we can change the dioptric power of the eye by making changes and the alteration in the cornea of the lens. But usually in the adults, the alteration or the changes in the cornea are very less. So the majority of the changes will happen in the lens, thereby increasing the dioptric power of the eye and helping us to focus on the objects which are at various distance. So what happens in this lens? Whenever we see some objects which are at various distance, there is changes which are happening in the lens. So what happens is, now so this lens is held in place by means of zonules, as you all know, and these zonules are attached to the ciliary muscle. So whenever these ciliary muscles contract, the tension on these zonules is relaxed as well as the anterior lens capsule is relaxed. So the lens will go to the little globular shapes, means there is increase in the curvature of the lens as well as thickening of the lens to some extent. So those changes in the lens, that is the lens becoming more globular and becoming little thicker, will make the refraction to happen at the lens and thereby increases the dioptric power and we are able to focus it onto the retina. So that's the reason we see the objects clearly at various distance. So this process is called as the accommodation. Okay. So hope the accommodation is clear now. So the accommodation is nothing but the ability of the eye to increase its dioptric power. Okay. So let's move on to the second word, that is emmetropia. So here the E is replaced by A. So that is emmetropia. So you can remember it as A for abnormal. So emmetropia means there is something abnormal in the eye. So how you define this emmetropia? So just remember the definition of emmetropia. So there the rays of light were coming from the infinity, were getting focused onto the retina. But here they are not getting focused onto the retina. So they are either in front of the retina or beyond the retina. And this can happen either in horizontal meridian or in the vertical meridian with accommodation being at rest. So this is the definition of emmetropia. So what is meridian? So the light rays may be coming in the horizontal direction and they may be getting focused onto the retina, or even these rays of light can be coming in the vertical direction and getting focused onto the retina. So these are called as two meridian of the light rays. So if these light rays are focused in front of the retina, okay, that is called as myopia. And if they are getting focused behind the retina, this is called as hypermetropia. Okay. But in myopia and hypermetropia, in both the meridian, the focus is same. Means it is forming a point image. One more refractive error, that is astigmatism. The focusing mechanism is different with respect to two meridian. So in one meridian it may be focusing onto the retina, in the other it may be beyond or in front. Okay, we will discuss that in detail when I discuss the astigmatism. So these are various types of emmetropia. That is nothing but myopia, hypermetropia or the astigmatism. So hope this video on basics of the optics and refraction is useful to all of you. Please do consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon and please leave your valuable comments, like and share my videos. Thank you so much.